Greetings, everyone. This is Lotus Speaks, and I'm back here on CyrusKing.com, and I am excited to be here. I did a video a couple of weeks ago, and it's called Intracellular Cleansing, the Key to Life, and it's on here, so make sure you check that out if you haven't seen it already. And those of you who don't know me, basically I'm the founder of Fit to Be Goddess, and Fit to Be Goddess is a wellness group. And what we do is we focus on weight loss and reversing disease through intracellular cleansing, fasting, and a naturalist lifestyle. So we're basically companions on your journey to health and wellness. And it's called Fit to Be Goddess, but no, it's not just focusing on women. And it's, about my story, about how I lost 155 pounds without surgery. And because I went on that journey, I'm able to help others on their journey, and I help people, reverse disease, because there's no disease that's uncurable. In fact, there's only one disease, and that's the presence of mucus and acid in your body. So last time we talked about intracellular cleansing, we talked about being a vegan versus being a naturalist, and I want to go a little bit further into it this week. But what I really want to get across to you all is it's not that complicated. I know it's challenging when you're coming from eating a certain way for so long and then having a completely different view on the food. I know it's challenging, and especially when we're dealing with the addiction to food, because a lot of us are addicted to food, or are addicted to carbs, starch. Can't do without it. I get cranky if I don't have it. So we have to keep that in consideration, that it is an addiction that we're coming out of. But I really still want to just think about nature, and it really will help you along your journey and your transition from eating however you used to eat to becoming a naturalist. So, the message is, it's not that complicated, and do what nature does. For instance, let's just take cow milk. Or we are the only creatures in nature who actually take milk from another creature. No one else does that. And it's really interesting because no other creature does that, and nobody's seeing anything wrong with this. But has to do with a lot of our diseases. First of all, we know that the cows are stimulated with all of these steroids and hormones and stuff like that. And that milk wasn't made for us anyway. It was made for a cow. So we're basically breeding baby cow children. And this is why you see the little girls with the big breasts and the big butts and already overdeveloped. And it's scary because they're giving these steroids to these animals so that they can develop quicker, so they can reproduce them quicker, so that they can get you the milk, get you the beef, get you all of this stuff. And in essence, you know how they say you are what you eat. So what's happening when you see these little children with the big breasts and all of this stuff because of the food, they're actually speeding up the process of them dying. You're aging too fast, little girl. They're killing us. I hate to be so harsh, but that is the reality of it. And also, if you think about it, in nature, after a certain period, the animals stop nursing. They stop feeding milk. You don't see a grown cow taking milk from another grown cow. You just don't see that. But we, as humans, will take cow milk throughout our whole entire lives and say that we need the calcium from a cow. Not true. First and foremost, cows eat vegetation. So why would we need to get our nutrients from an animal that eats vegetation when we can just take vegetation, eat vegetation for ourselves? That's what I mean. It's not that complicated. When you think about it, it's not that complicated. So the other thing I want to address is when I show them the list of the things that are natural versus the things that are hybrids, or that they're not coming from nature, they were not created by God in creation. those things that are hybrids, the carrots or the cranberries and just other things that we may not be aware of, the first thing people want to do is riff with me. Are you saying that I can't have this? Why are you saying that I can't have this? I can't just eat the same thing every day. I need some variety. Once again, going back to nature, you're not seeing a polar bear saying, you know what? Nah, I'm not really feeling that. I would like a slice of pizza. Or I'm tired of eating the same thing over and over. We as humans are the only creatures in nature who continue to, I need something different. Like if we go to our natural way, we will eat the things that nature has provided for us, like other creatures in nature do. But we have technology, we have cars, we do a lot of things that other creatures do. But like when it comes to eating and preserving our lives, you really have to go and look at nature and see what nature does. And if you see what nature does, you'll notice that except for domesticated animals, you're not really seeing overweight animals. And domesticated animals may be only overweight because, of course, they eat what we eat. We feed them table scraps and all of that stuff. But other animals in nature are not overweight. They're not complaining about headaches. They're not sick. And one of the reasons why is because they have what was designated for them to have from nature. So once again, it's not that complicated. It's not a scary thing. Also, another thing that I get from people is, well, Lotus, if I don't have this, then I'm not going to have enough protein, or I'm not going to have enough this. And you have to understand that the way the system, the Food and Drug Administration is set up, it's set up to keep you sick. That's why the Food and Drug Administration are one thing, because as long as you have the food that's making you sick, you're going to keep needing drugs, or not even needing drugs, but they're going to keep feeding you drugs because your diet is poor. So then you go to the hospital because you have this problem that's caused from not eating properly. So then you have a symptom and you have a headache. So then they're going to give you something for a headache. Okay, now that thing for the headache is going to make you constipated. So then they're going to give you something for constipation. And then it goes on and on and on. So then you're strung out on these drugs and addicted to the food that's continuing to make you sick. So me personally, I don't get sick. I haven't gotten sick in a long time. And I know that if I do get sick, it's because my immune system is being compromised by something that I eat or, that I intake. But you can get to the point where you don't have to get sick anymore. You can just, if you continue to stay within nature. Now, I'm also going to get the argument, that everything is bad. The food is bad. This is bad. The vegetables is bad. This and that. Yeah, I get it. They've messed with the food. But the thing is, you're trying to go back, like I was saying before, you're trying to get as closest to what is natural as possible. Because, obviously you probably don't live in a tropical region where you can go outside and just pick your fruit from the tree, or you can go and just eat your vegetable. But, you have to make do with what you have until you can get to that place. Maybe through time you'll start fasting, or you'll start juicing, and you'll transition to not eating at all. But until you can get to that point, you have to make do with what you have, but at the same time, stay as close to what nature does as possible. And it's really important for us as humans to get over ourselves about, I don't like that, or this is not, I just want to cook me something. Because, they talk about eating raw, and I have to agree with that. Like even the animals that are natural carnivores, they eat their food raw. Like the lioness is chopping off the heads and they're eating their food raw. Like the fact that you having meat and you're not eating it raw says that you're not supposed to be having that. You can't eat that raw meat. You will get sick. That's like versus if you had something that you were supposed to have, fruit, vegetables, you can have that raw and you're not going to get sick. You know what I'm saying? A lion is not cooking their food. Once again, we're going back to get into nature. You're not a natural hunter. You're not going to be able to go and bite the chicken and eat the chicken like that. You know what I'm saying? So, because you're not supposed to eat it. That's what I'm saying. Going back to nature, it's not that complicated. As long as we stay in the as long as we keep in our minds what will nature do or what is the closest thing to nature, we'll be good in a transition from going from eating everything to just eating this little bit of stuff. It won't be that complicated. But that's all for now. And just keep in your mind, it's not that complicated. Do what nature does, and you'll be fine. And I'll be back soon with more videos. This is Lotus Speaks for CyrusKing.com. And make sure you check out www.fittobegeddess.com. And I'll see you then. Peace.